Hey guys, welcome back to Semper Mechanic. My name's Thomas. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how I was attacked by a crackhead. I pulled out my gun, but I still ran, so stay tuned. Alright guys, let's set the scene here for this little story I'm about to tell you. 2 years ago on Christmas Eve, I got a call. I was working 24/7. I was completely broke from Christmas, like just hustling. I needed the money. So I got a call and it was about 11:30 at night on Christmas Eve. You know, we got to get up with the kids next morning, Christmas, do that whole thing. But we needed the money. The call was for a 1981 Buick Electra. The axle went out. And these cars are huge boats, man. They weigh like 10,000 pounds. So I live in Columbus, Ohio. So when he sends me this address and I look it up, I tell you what, it's not in the best place. Just saying, not in the best place. You know what I mean? But cash is king, so I still had to take the job. So I go out there, I make contact with the customer. Now he's cool, everything is cool. He gives me the money up front. Everything's, you know, everything's gravy. At the end, he's like, make sure you stay safe out here. And usually people are talking about the car falling on you. Well, when this guy said, make sure you stay safe out here, he wasn't talking about the car falling on me, anything like that. He was talking about make sure, you know, I had the old get-gat in case something happened. You know, I laughed it off. Oh, yeah, I got you, brother. Start working on the vehicle. Just jacking it up was a pain in the ass. I mean, this car weighed like 10,000 pounds, and it was parked in the alley and halfway in their driveway. Well, people's ripping up and down this alley because this alley is only used for picking up dope, running drugs, taking a hooker back there, things like that. So we'll just say they're not the most cautious drivers, you know. So I was worried about that to begin with. That was the first problem, having that vehicle parked in the alley in the driveway with all these druggies and hookers, whatever, running up and down the alley. As I'm underneath the car working, about, I don't know, maybe 100 yards away, I hear these people fighting, and I just stay under the car, but I'm listening, you know, taking a little break, just enjoying the little movie that's going on. Well, it ends up being a pretty big fight. I guess it was like a house party, so it's like a 10-man brawl. But now I can't really see it, but I'm laying down, so I can see all the legs and people hitting the ground and stuff. And this lasted for maybe like, it was probably the longest fight I've ever like witnessed. This thing lasted for like 2 minutes. I was like, dude, how can they still be fighting after 2 minutes? Anyway, no cops show up, nothing. It's like the cops don't come here after like midnight or something. My kids wake up at 8 a.m. to start doing the whole Christmas thing. Like, I gotta knock this out. So I'm under there working. I can tell you, I remember it clear as it's been a couple years, but you don't forget when a crackhead attacks you, right? So it's about 3:15 in the morning. I hear arguing again, same house, right? And I'm hearing it like loud, like there is a fighting going on now. Well, now my curiosity gets the best of me. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to miss this. So I get my big ass up underneath that car. I go walking down there. And as soon as I go down there, I'm looking and I can see there's a dude crackhead. You can tell he's a crackhead, or meth head, whatever. Tomato. So I'm sitting there watching this guy, and he's actually in his underwear, like boxer briefs. And he's yelling at this girl, and she's in a bikini, you know? I'm like, what is going on? This is fucking middle of winter. Like, this is Christmas morning, you know? And I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh man, what happened? I was like a Marine, war hero. I had awards all the way up my chest, you know, respected, right? No, now look at me. Now I'm peeking on somebody in their underwear as they're fighting their wife in a bikini wintertime at 3 o'clock in the morning on Christmas. Like, felt like just a touch of a failure for a minute. Well, I'm sitting there, you know, peeking. He spots me. He's like, hey, motherfucker. I'm like, oh shit. And I start walking away. I hear footsteps and I turn around and this dude has a claw hammer running at me. No, Betsy here, Betsy was in the car. Gotta make it to my car to pull this. This guy's running, and he's like 20 or 30 yards behind me. Now, he's only about 120 pounds. And I'm a 270-pound dude, you know. I'm not like, you know, I ain't all ripped, and I'm, oh, Dad still got a little something in here, you know. I got one fight left in me. I'm saving it, you know. Somebody case breaks in my house. I don't know, my fight or flight response, here I am, a trained killer, and guess what? It wasn't fight that kicked in, it was flight. So for some reason, I bolted, took off. And I tell you what, that's when I realized how bad out of shape I was, because I ran about 20 yards and I almost died from the heart attack, let alone the crackhead killing me. So I get to the car, I get my gun, I turn around, and he's like 10 yards away from me, right on the other side of the car. So I pull this out, stop, or I'm gonna shoot. It doesn't faze him at all. All it did was piss him off. And for whatever reason in me, I did not pull the trigger. What do? Turn around, take off, run with the gun in my hand. 300-pound dude getting chased by a 120-pound crackhead with this claw hammer, and I'm running, and we run like a block or so and running. Well, I'm like, I'm out of breath now, dude. Like, I give up. I'm just gonna get killed by this hammer, like, whatever, fuck it. So I stopped and turned around and I put my arms up. I didn't even have it in me to like throw nothing. Like, I don't know what happened. I put my hands up, brace the impact. He runs right by me, keeps running. I'm like, what the hell? Runs another 10 yards and he hits a trash can. He gets on top of the trash can and he starts hitting this trash can. Like, I don't know if he was so messed up, but he thought my big ass was this trash can, but he beat the hell out of this trash can. He killed the trash can. So I'm like watching this, I'm like, I need to make a getaway. But I was like so enthralled with what was going on. I was like, what's going on in my life right now? So I tiptoed back to the car and I left. I called the dude. I said, hell with you, hell with your car, whatever, man, I'm out of here. You find somebody else to do this shit. I run back home and I'm like telling my wife what's happening. Nobody believes me. No one believes me. I swear to you, this happened. A crackhead with a hammer came at me. I pulled old Betsy and I still ran. Fight or flight, my flight kicked in and there was no reversing it. So the point of the story is, make sure you always carry. And if you do, you need to go through these scenarios in your head, because if it's just a reaction in your flight or fight, you don't get a pick right there, I have all the training in the world. I've done deployments to Iraq. I've got Purple Heart. Like, I've done it, right? But when that popped off, I still took off running, because in my head, I have never thought, what would I do if a crackhead comes running at me with a hammer? What am I gonna do? So you need to play all these scenarios in your head, just in case something happens. You know how to react, and you're not running down the road from the guy holding a gun that could kill him with one shot. There it is. That's how I got attacked by a crackhead. Pulled the gun and I still ran. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it right now. 3, 2, 1, do it right now. And in the comments, let me know what you think you would have done. Once you pulled that gun out, you think you would have shot, ran, what? Let me know. And like always, Semper Fi till next time.